Hello guys, welcome back to the Spicy Sweet Design channel. And this content is for adult collectors. If you're under the age of 18, please leave. I did a comparison video between a Robot Spirits figure and a high-grade Universal Century HUC Gunpla model kit yesterday. And one of my customers who's interested in Robot Spirits figure want me to go deeper. He told me, while that video was informative, he really wanted to see the articulation comparisons. So I'm going to go a little deeper today and go over some more detail. If you guys are already familiar with Robot Spirits figure, that's fine. So first I'm going to talk about value in terms of value. Okay, the thing with the Robot Spirits figure is that, even though Bandai is gonna Bandai, just like Hasbro's gonna Hasbro. Whenever they come out with a new mold, they're gonna have to milk it, right? They're gonna have to make like variants, several different variants to get the most value out of that mold. Of course, this guy is already being reprinted in different colors. We're gonna get the I think the desert color version, and then there's gonna be another version. So I hope maybe in the future we're gonna get the P Bandai version of the Federation version, the capture version. So yeah, there's still a chance, for you guys to get this guy. I think he's still available, but the price is going up. Retail price of this guy was at I believe that if you pre-ordered it, you can get it anywhere between $39.99 to like $42.99. So that's US dollars. So yeah, that's a good value. That means this figure at wholesale price is around $20. So yeah, that's a pretty good value if you're a dealer and you can get them for the wholesale price. And well, the Gunpla. The thing with the Gunpla is that they're always getting reprinted. It doesn't matter like how long has it been. This guy has been reprinted through so many cycles. It was originally released in 2010, and I think they reprint this guy at least 6 times. And currently it's out of print, but according if you have a Bandai account, it shows that this guy is getting reprinted in May 2021. So if you miss out, you can still get him later this year. So that's good news. I believe the wholesale price for these guys are like $9. If you're getting them from Japan, directly from Japan, you can probably get it for like $7 to $8. So yeah, and then of course, when you're selling Gunpla, you want to sell it for double, so you're selling it for like $20, maybe like 18 something like that. So yeah, of course, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to be reprinted forever. It's a very popular model kit, so they're just going to keep reprinting it. The Robot Spirits, no, once they're done with the production, this is over. They're either going to do the other recolors, or they, maybe 5 to 10 years down the line, they'll do a reissue. But you don't get it very often. That's why the price value, the secondary market on these figures always, you see an increase, unless it's something that's not really hot. For example, we all thought that Heavy Gundam should be over $100 now. It's been out for a year, but apparently it's not that popular, so it's still holding its initial value. In fact, I bought a used one for like around $40, which I thought was a good deal, and I flipped it for 65. But then, it's not going beyond that point. So yeah, and maybe there's too much hype. Maybe people just don't care for the Heavy Gundam, or yeah, I think most people are interested in the full armor. But my theory is the Grandpa, the RX-78. There's too much fatigue. There's like RX-78 everywhere. So many new figures. I think Bandai just went overboard with the Grandpa. The last 2 years, and people are just tired of looking at freaking grandpas. So yeah, it's sad, but hey, you know what? Every company does it. Like Hasbro does it with the Star Wars, to the point where people's like, ugh, I don't even want to look at Star Wars stuff anymore. And that's a couple years back, right? It was everywhere, nobody cares, and now they're like, okay, let's slowly ease down on that to get people back in the game. So that's the plan. I feel like Bandai is just going insane with the. Oh no, my nail is dirty. I should wash my hand before I do this video. But anyway, let's go ahead and go on with this comparison. I know like this intro is just dragging out way longer than I want it to be. All right, so obviously both of these guys have peg holes on the bottom where you can use the action base or the Tamashi base. Of course, the action base is made from polystyrene. These are actually designed specifically for Gunpla. But you know, if you're cheap, you can use it for your Robot Spears figure. It's preferable that you use a Tamashi stand for these figures, but the Gunpla one works. So as you can see, accessory-wise is compatible, but you saw that in the last video. So, all right, so this entire thing is made from polystyrene. So you're gonna have like, you know, you have to deal with issues of polystyrene. From time to time, you know, it may sound cheap, you know, because the plastic is cheap. So you get like, you know, all that creakiness of polystyrene, which, you know, some people don't really care for. After building model kits for like 6 years, you know, sometimes it does get on my nerve. You know, the way it feels, the creakiness, you know. When you handle an action figure like this that's made out of ABS, you can immediately tell that, you know, there's quality. You can feel the quality. Even though ABS is basically just like, well, it's not polystyrene. It's like acrylon nitrile, butadiene styrene. It's like a fusion of the two chemicals property. So it's neither acrylon nitrile or styrene. So yeah. So I mean, you can definitely feel the quality. You don't have like the floppiness. Right. So there we go, floppiness. In terms of weight, this weighs a lot more than the Gunpla. Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, these figures are pre-painted, so you know you got the pre-painted details. I have to actually paint this one in, paint the details in, like that. Depends on your paint skill. If you're really good at painting, you can definitely make the model kit a lot better than the figure. But the figure is all about posability. So we're gonna start with the posing. With the feet. So the feet here, you get an extra points of articulation that is not going to be present on the Gunpla. Obviously, it's still the similar technology. We got the ball joint going to the feet right there, and then it's a double ball joint, it's a dumbbell joint. There's another ball joint right here. So yeah, it's interesting. So you can get ankle pivot, stuff like that. All right, with the Gunpla, the feet is one piece. You do have a hinge. So that's cool. He can do that while the Robot Spears figure. Well, the Gunpla can do that. The Robot Spears figure cannot do that. So that's pretty interesting. So this guy can, you know, you can put him in kind of some more interesting, like squatting poses, like that. Let's see if we can. Oops, the magazine fell out. Let's see if we can get this guy to mimic the Robot Spears figure by doing a squatting pose. Yeah, it looks like this guy can squat better than this guy. So, surprising, huh? I guess in the thing with Tamashii Nations and Bandai Hobby is that they don't, you know, they don't collaborate often. Even though they're in the same company, they don't acknowledge each other. They pretend like the other guys don't exist. So they develop their stuff independently of each other. So that's kind of an interesting situation. Because what they can do is always just build on top of what the other guys already accomplished, since it's like the same company anyway. So you have the double jointed knee here for the figure. The joints on the figure just feel a lot more solid than you know, these things, which, you know, sometimes is just polycaps. Okay, so the knee bend here is like that. You're barely gonna get 90 degrees because of you know, unfortunately that's just how it is. So get that knee bend right there, and yeah, and then these power cables has the potential to come off. These things are not coming off, so you get a deeper double jointed knee with the figure like that. Yeah. Of course, this is like 2020 technologies. This thing came out in 2020, so they utilize a lot of new technology. Now, this thing right here is a ball joint, and then you also have a thigh cut here. So it's a ball joint and a thigh cut, and then you have the hinge that allows it to move back and forward like that. So you can have the leg going back and then the leg going forward, so he can sit like that. You're not going to be able to do that with the Gunpla. At least I don't think so. We'll see. So yeah, this is a universal joint. The nice thing with the Gunpla is that there is a pivot right here. That is not possible with the Robot Spirits figure. Can it sit down? Almost. Not quite. It doesn't look as natural as the Robot Spirits figure. But what's nice is that this is a universal joint. You get the rotation right there. And yeah, I like this joint system better than the ball joint from the Robot Spirits figure, because the ball joints have limitations, like you cannot do the splits with the ball joint. But the skirt hinders the articulation, so it's not going to happen anyway. Yeah, the ball joint won't allow you to do that because, you know, the ball, like you know, the ball can never go straight, right? So doing that is an impossibility. Alright, so this one's got independent front skirts, so you can do that. The skirt doesn't flop around, it just stay in place. Again, the side skirt get in the way and the power cable does get in the way, so that hinders articulation. Same thing with this. Unfortunately, that's just a problem with the Zaku because of the power cables that connects to the backpack. So yeah, side to side, you get that. This guy, well, you can cheat a little bit. You get this point of articulation, so you can get a little bit more. Again, power cable is going to hinder the articulation. The neck is a total different story. You can raise the head, you can lean it forward like that. So that's not going to happen with the Gunpla. The Gunpla is just a double polycap. So yeah, you can lower the head. If you do any more, you're going to pop the head off. Now the Gunpla has a shoulder swing right here. This is a polycap system, so the shoulder can go forward. Now, what's interesting about the Gunpla is that you can do this, because this is a polycap connected to a peg, so the arm can go perpendicular. The Robot Spirits, not so much. You do have the butterfly joint, like that, and you have another joint that allows it to rotate, and this part cannot go up, so the arm cannot go perpendicular. So that's a points taken for the Robot Spirits figure. Got the bicep rotation. This guy has it too. This guy's got an extra points of articulation right there. Double jointed elbow, and then the wrist articulation. This is a ball joint wrist with a hinge right there, like that. This thing is bicep rotation, single bent elbow, no extra points of articulation there. You have the ball joint here for the hand. You just pop it out, pop it back on. Yeah, you can rotate that, and then you get that hinge. So this shoulder here is the design is actually a lot. Yeah, I wish Tamashii Nation would have used this design. I don't know what is up with this. Let's see. Yeah, you just can't do that with this design. It's a little unfortunate, but hey, like I said, you know, if they have talked to each other, maybe they have used a different kind of technology. Now with the shoulder here, this one is just a straight polycap that goes into a polycap ball peg, and you can't really do much. I mean, you can rotate it. On the Robot Spirits, they retain the same technology as the previous Zakus, so you have a more interesting articulation. The shoulder shield can rotate like that. You can rotate forward. You know, rotate forward like that. Yeah, it's just it's a more robust system with the ball joint that goes into the shoulder right there, like that. And yeah, Overall, in terms of articulation, I would say the Robot Spheres figures still have the upper hand. The build material is better. Feels like something that you can play with. While the model kit, yeah, you can definitely play with this thing, but after once in a while, I feel like even as solid as this kit is, you're most likely gonna break something or lose something. I read comments about people saying like, oh, they want to pose the figure, they want to play with the model kit, pose the model kit, play with the model kit, and do it every day, do it in different poses. I'm like, yeah, you're just gonna break that model kit. There's just no way around it. Go buy the figure. So anyway, that is pretty much it. That's my recommendations. I'm not trying to be biased. I do a lot of Gunpla related content, and I'm actually getting mostly getting into the Robot Spheres figure because I don't have time to build Gunpla anymore. So yeah, there we go. So if you want an army build, like I said in my previous video, I definitely get these guys, build a whole bunch of them, and then put them in the pose next to your Robot Spheres figure for your friends, thinking that, oh my god, you have like 20 of these figures, right? You just need one, right? And the rest of it, just put them in poses. Make sure your friends are looking at them very closely. So there you go. That is pretty much it for this comparison video. I know this is really kind of half-assed. I'm doing this in the morning before I go to work. I need to get to work now. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.